According to Wikipedia, Deep Purple are an English rock band formed in London in 1968. They are considered to be among the pioneers of heavy metal and modern hard rock, but their musical approach has changed over the years. Originally formed as a psychedelic rock and progressive rock band, they shifted to a heavier sound with their 1970 album Deep Purple in Rock. Deep Purple, together with Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, have been referred to as the unholy trinity of British hard rock and heavy metal in the early mid-'70s. They were listed in the 1975 Guinness Book of World Records as the Globe's loudest band for a 1972 concert at London's Rainbow Theatre and have sold over 100 million albums worldwide. In '67, former Searchers drummer Chris Curtis contacted London businessman Tony Edwards in the hope he would manage a new group he was putting together called The Roundabout. Curtis's vision was a supergroup where the band members would get on and off like a musical roundabout. Impressed with the plan, Edwards agreed to finance the venture with his two business partners, John Coletti and Ron Heyer, who comprised Heyer Edwards Coletti Enterprises. In March of '68, Lord Blackmore Simper Woodman moved into Deeves Hall, a country house in South Mimms, Hertfordshire. The band would live, write, and rehearse at the house. It was fully kitted out with the latest Marshall amplification and, at the Lord's request, a Hammond C3 organ. According to Simper, dozens of singers were auditioned, including Rod Stewart, Woodman's friend Dave Curtis, and until the group heard Rod Evans of the club band The Maze and thought his voice fitted their style well. Tagging along with Evans was his band's drummer, Ian Peace. Blackmore had seen an 18-year-old Pace on tour with The Maze in Germany in '66 and had been impressed by his drumming. The band hastily arranged an audition for Pace, given that the Woodman was vocally unhappy with the direction of the band's music. Both Pace and Evans won their respective jobs and the lineup was complete. During a brief tour of Denmark and Sweden in April, which they were still billed as Roundabout, Blackmore suggested a new name, Deep Purple, named after his grandmother's favorite song. The group had resolved to choose a name after everyone had posted one on a board in rehearsal. Second to Deep Purple was Concrete God, which the band thought was too harsh for them to take on. The group have influenced a number of rock and metal bands, including Metallica, Judas Priest, Queen, Aerosmith, Van Halen, Alice in Chains, Pantera. It just keeps going on and on and on. Iron Maiden's bassist and primary songwriter, Steve Harris, states that his band's heaviness was inspired by Black Sabbath and Deep Purple with a bit of Zeppelin thrown in as well. Van Halen founder Eddie Van Halen named Burn one of his favorite ever guitar riffs. Queen's guitarist Brian May referred to Ritchie Blackmore as a trailblazer and technically incredible, unpredictable in every possible way. You never knew what you were going to see when you went to see Purple. And in April 2015, Deep Purple topped the list in a Rolling Stone Readers' poll of acts that should be inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2016. In October 2015, the band was nominated for the induction for the third time, and in December 2015, the band was announced as a 2016 inductee into the Hall of Fame, with the Hall stating, Deep Purple's non-inclusion in the Hall is a gaping hole which must now be filled, adding that along with fellow inductees Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, the band make up the holy trinity of hard rock and metal bands. The band was officially inducted on April 8, 2016. The Hall of Fame announced that the following members were included as inductees: Ian Pace, John Lord, Ritchie Blackmore, Roger Glover, Ian Gillan, Rod Evans, David Coverdale, Glenn Hughes, and excluded from inductions were Nick Simper, Tommy Bolin, Joe Lynn Turner, Joe Satriani, Steve Morse, and Don Airey.